welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you and show you how to buy PULSEX effectively once it is launched on the market. And this is, of course, for those people that haven't yet got their hands or managed to take advantage of the sacrifice and want to get an entry once this project has been released onto the market. So guys, make sure you stick around to the end of this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, click the bell notification icon so you can stay up to date with all my recent videos. Remember guys, nothing that you see in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own independent research. And with that being said, pause the video, click the link in my description, and join the Telegram group so you can stay up to date with all our recent updates, news updates, technical updates, and much more. So let's get into the video. And in this video, the chart that I'm going to be using is actually Hex. And for those of you that are wondering, well, why use this chart? Because this is a Richard Heart project, and Richard Heart is the guy behind PulseChain, PulseX, etc. And this is the first ever project that he launched. So we're going to use this as an example. And also, we're also going to talk about how when most projects launch, no matter how good the project is, we will typically see price sell off either on the same day or days after the actual data itself. And I'm going to show you guys a classic example here of what we want to look out for. So number one, when price launches, I think we are going to see a parabolic rally to start with. Let me just zoom in so you guys can see what's in front of our eyes. So I think we will see a rally, and as you guys can see, price did, in fact, when it was launched, it started at this level here. Then it sold off literally 2 days later. It sold off dramatically, and as you guys can see, price did bottom out and then make its way to the upside, and then of course we saw price sell off again. And then obviously from this point on, this is where we started to see price trend to the upside. And as you guys can see, in 2020 we saw price top out and then of course sell off in November. But to end the year ended at a pretty decent area. So I'm going to give you two examples here before I actually show you the strategy on what to do. But let's say you bought on the day, right? You bought on the day and you held it for till, let's say, the end of January. So let's just get that in. There we go. Where are we? There we go. So let's say we held that in, you would have made around, let's just say 75%. 75% buying at the start of launch and holding it till the end of the year, which was the 31st of December 2020, right? You would have made 75% on your money. Now, here's the difference if you use our strategy, which is to buy once price sells off. And you have two examples here. You could either bought once it's sold off, literally the following day. Of course, buy that what you believe is the bottom. Now, this is subjective. Me personally, I probably would have bought once I saw this massive sell-off, especially if you're anticipating this to be a big project similar to PulseX. Now, the reason why you want to do that is because, of course, you don't really know how low this project is going to go. So what you're looking for is a discounted price that you're happy to buy at. You can simply say, okay, I'm going to wait for it to go lower and lower and lower. But as you saw, this was the bottom, and when price pulled back, you saw price just go a tiny bit lower than this price area here, and then of course start to make its way to the upside. Obviously saw a dip further, and then from this point on, we saw parabolic rally. Now, if you're just waiting for price to go lower and lower and lower, what ends up happening is this situation here, where it doesn't actually go any lower, and then it just takes off and you miss your opportunity, right? So let's say we buy this area here, and in fact, just to be somewhat more realistic, we'll say we start to buy as price starts to pull back as confirmation. So instead of buying at this low, we wait for price to spike up a bit and then we decide to buy here. Here is the difference if you had bought holding until the end of December, you would have made 142%. So you're literally making over 100% more just by waiting for a pullback, right? And this is obviously the short-term example, right? Especially for you guys that maybe do not plan on holding this project for a long time, etc. You want to pay close attention to this because every percent matters, right? So you make double than you would if you had just held. But more importantly, if we were to, look at this from a longer term perspective, we'll do this here. So let's say you buy there, and of course, the longer you hold, the less it doesn't matter. And this is why, in fact, this strategy may not matter for most of you, especially if you plan to hold this for a few years. And I'm going to show you why. So for example, and in fact, guys, if you do plan to hold for a long time, then it does make sense to actually utilize this strategy. And I'm going to show you why now. So let's say you buy at the start. So you buy, and let's say you held, let's just say June, you hold for a year. So let's go for June 19th. When was the launch of this? May, sorry. So May 19th. There we go. So that's literally 900%, right? 900% holding this project for a year. But here's the difference, and I'm going to show you guys now, right? So let's say you decide to buy this area. So we're going to use the exact same example. You make over 1,314%, right? 1,314%. And remember what I said to you guys, the percentages matter, right? So you're making way more just by being patient. Just by being patient. And obviously the people that are more privy to this, I'm giving you guys the most basic example, because not everybody is going to be able to, especially if you're not really entrenched in CC Premium, or we train you to actually do this. If you want to learn more about these actual strategies, I suggest you click the link in my descriptions and join maybe our one-to-one service, or join Crypto Crew Premium, etc., where we actually prepare our members for this in more detail. So I'm just giving you the most basic example, which is literally wait for price to pump. Once it sells off, buy on the sell-off, basically. Buy on the sell-off. Now, obviously, there is a lot more to this. You could, in fact, wait for price to bottom out, or you could wait for price to pump, anticipate a sell-off. When price sells off, it typically is lower than the area where you would have bought. And then you look for literally the cheapest entry possible. And remember, guys, you can't time the market, which is why you're just looking for a lower than you would buying at this pullback here. So once it goes even a tiny bit lower, that's when you look for your entry. So let's just say at this point here, we'll use the exact same example. We'll go to May 19th. There we go. Two seconds, guys. May 19th. Keep going. Keep going. No. Let's go up. Whoops. There we go. So that was at this area here. Let's just scroll down. So that's May 20th, 19th. Let's just see. Okay, cool. So it's this level area here. Let's just go down a bit further. Almost 2,000%. Almost 2,000%. It's 1,797%. So guys, it goes to show, and remember, guys, we're not trying to time the market. That's not what we're doing here. It may seem like that. We're not trying to time the market, but we're just anticipating trends that usually occur and taking advantage of it. Now, for most of you watching this, I would probably just wait for a pullback, a nice pullback, and then buy once you believe that price is significantly cheaper. Kind of what's happening with ApeCoin at the moment. So I'll give you guys another example, ApeCoin. Again, we gave the call at this area here. We said this is a nice time to buy. And as you guys can see, price is going up as well instead of buying at this area. So the exact same thing happened here. We saw a massive sell-off on launch, a crazy sell-off. We said buy here. Now, again, here's the difference. And again, well done for making it far. If you made it this far in the video, it means you're someone that really wants to succeed. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you can get more videos like this. Join our Telegram group, join our CC Premium community, and much, much more. So well done for making it this far in this video. But look, guys, so here's an example. And we gave the call literally at the bottom because, again, this is predictable. So not only are we just saying something that, is easy to analyze, once the move has already happened, but we gave you something in real time, right? So let's go over the example again. So this area here, we knew there was going to be a sell-off. We saw a sell-off. So let's say you bought right at the peak. You know, in fact, we're not even going to say you bought at the peak. We say you bought maybe at this area here, right? Before the spike, you bought this area here, you're up 70%, and then you see price go all the way down 40%. Currently, you are in a tiny loss now of about 1.3%. Let's call it 1.4%. But if you bought where we gave the call, this was live on YouTube, so make sure you go back to this. I think price, it was actually lower than this. It was around, let's just call it around $9. It's now you're up 55%. You're up 55%, guys. Rather than buying at, buying literally at the top once it's launched, you're down in profit. Now, the good news with this project, because the market's about to take off, we're likely to see a parabolic move, which is why personally, this is why I said I would buy here, because I believe that the overall market's going to take off. And if that is the case, then overall market will move in tandem with each other, right? Rather than what could happen if the market, let's say decides to turn bearish, you'll see price sell off and we'll go even lower than this entry, which is where you could look for a second entry. But because of the market that we're in, this is why I said this is a good area to buy at. So that's a live example. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you want to learn more about these strategies and what I do, I suggest you sign up for one of our one-to-one classes and take your trading and investing to the next level. And this is how you buy PULSEX. Until the next update, guys, seize the day.